Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gibble with the FX Market Insight for Tuesday, the 26th of Feb. All right, now this is really the downtime of the week. Now, if you had a look at yesterday's FX Market Insight, I was saying like Wednesday's the real start of the week, and that's exactly where we are at the moment. We're in limbo. Now, the Aussie, short term looks like it's going up, but to me, it's just going sideways. The Kiwis managed to hang on to the gains yesterday from the slightly better retail sales figures, although there is sort of major resistance up here at 69, sort of 0510. So just be aware of that. It looks like it's steadied up for the moment. The big mover overall, probably dollar yen, just popping through 110, sort of 30 odd. It's gone above these recent highs, which tells me, the way it's the price action, traders have left a few stop losses above those previous highs. They've been taken out. Now it's a little bit lower. But you know what? It's enough to give it a bit of upward bias at this point. Now, Euro continues to grind sideways. As you can see, we've got like a little horizontal peak here around 113.70. Now, there's nothing else to really go off, and it's not really substantial. So I'm not getting excited about a potential pop to the top side. Overall, Euro growth is lower, so it should go down. It's just a matter of trying to get the US dollar to play some sort of game. Now, sterling, Brexit, there's talk of Theresa May sort of rolling back Brexit by a couple of months. For some weird reason, that's made a positive move on sterling. So, maybe that's because it's going to create a potential better deal. Who knows? But sterling has popped again above 131. As I keep saying, this could be down at 128 or up at 135. It's a lottery from here. Dollar CAD, one of the also just ricocheted back into the range, and primarily because of oil. Oil's fallen from 57 bucks back to 55, and that's pushed dollar CAD back to 131, sort of 90 towards 132. To me, it's still a sell on rallies, but you know what? Resistance isn't really up until the top here, although you could really be starting to draw the new resistance line from last week. So maybe 132.10 looks like a better level. So overall, looking at your technical charts, if you're looking for, you're looking for levels first and foremost. Kiwi's probably got the top side here. Aussie, it has resistance close by, but no clear direction. I mean, geopolitics is ricocheting these things all over the place. Euro is completely lackluster. Brexit's dominating sterling, and oil's dominating dollar CAD. So that's probably something to look at. If you just come across here to look at the dollar index, this will give you a better idea of what's really going through on the dollar. Okay, the dollar index, it's in a very mild, if anything, sort of downtrend at the moment, but overall it is just trading sideways in a bigger range. I'm not overly getting excited about that just at the moment. Dollar China, China is continuing to sort of rally. And then it stalls, right? So as we get closer to these talks between US and China, a good deal outcome for China could see this thing lower. Overall, to me, the whole idea of the tariffs and getting a deal for the US, it's about not crushing China, but it's about getting a lot off them. So I think at some stage, this thing's going to be back at 6.90 or above. It's just a matter of getting through these trade talks. Equity markets, well, nothing to talk about here, nothing to talk about growth, nothing to talk about anything for that matter, pretty neutral. So there's nothing really coming through there. Now, if I just bring you across to the news, you'll see how they're just gas-bagging about a few various points. I mean, Donald loves a distraction. He's heading to North Korea, have a crack at Kim Jong-un about the denuclearization, same old stuff. Dollar yen as a safe haven is eases after tariff delays. So the whole safe haven play where dollar yen was sort of creeping lower was off the table. And we've seen also gold sort of scream to the top side, and that's caught a few traders out. Sterling, well, read that, whatever you can make of it. It's spiked because of a delay, and the major sort of real tangible news is dollar CAD is higher because of the oil price slide. That's the only thing that really makes sense to me. All right, so just coming back to like planning out your day, you're really looking at what I'm talking about is I'll look at the MyFX Trading Hub, trying to piece together the various news that we've got here. So Now, majors, okay, they continue to trade sideways. If I just get this up, action outside. Yeah, the majors trading sideways. The major technical pair outlook. Well, dollar yen and dollar and sterling have both sort of kicked into a mildly bullish outlook, and that's primarily on the back of, geopolitical situations. Dollar yen no longer the sort of safe haven play, even though it was only short term, and sterling obviously with Brexit. So pretty tough to be trading those pairs, but they are technically going higher. Core drivers, well, take your pick. Brexit, the US-China situation, and Trump's just normal shenanigans. Now, coming up to trading today, where's the action going to be focused? Well, probably Euro and the rest of the majors. But have a look here. We've got three sort of releases coming out over the next, 24 hours. They're all blue. So to me, you can hold positions through these. I just want you to be aware that they are coming out. If there's significant variance, we may see some movement. But these are the only releases we've got going or to focus on. So when the market's looking at these, they will probably have a closer look at the US numbers. They are pretty interesting at this point. So just be aware, that's where the focus is going to be, and it has the potential to impact the major pairs. Now, what you're looking at with these numbers, you need significant variance as far as I'm concerned to get these things moving. So make sure if you are looking for a trade around, the short-term momentum that comes off these numbers, you want to make sure it's big variance before you start to think about holding these for anything longer than, say, 2 to 4 to 6 hours, All right, guys, that's it from me. There's not a lot coming on. There's plenty coming out sort of over the next few days, right? So when you start to look through the list here, you'll start to see where everything's building up. The CAD CPI is, I think, to me, probably the best release for the week. That's the trade I'm focusing on to kickstart my trading for the week. And then it rolls into some really good numbers. We've got some Chinese numbers, the US advanced GDP, Kiwi numbers, Aussie numbers. We've got numbers across the board. So it's going to keep us busy for the rest of the week. But it doesn't start until Wednesday. All right, guys, that's it from me. Have a good trade day. We'll see you in the 247 trade zone. Cheerio.